Whew, I'm trying to save my garden during this heat wave, y'all. Well, one, we finished getting this gate up. Y'all, I'm so excited. Thank you, Marvin. No, it's not perfect. However, it works perfectly to keep my chickens away from this part of my garden. Yeah, we didn't do a perfect job. That's why the gate here doesn't match up. However, the chickens can't get in there, so that's all that matters. But the point of this video was because everything keeps wilting, like really bad because of how hot it is, and tomorrow or sometime this week it's supposed to be 105 degrees, and so I went ahead and watered everything in here. When I say wilted really quick, y'all see how that is? Just because they're too hot, they're stressed out. So this is a greenhouse that is old, it tore, it ripped, whatever. So I use the stakes to stake it up to hopefully shade some of this area right here for these plants. And we just use a little clip to try to keep it on the fence. Y'all, this may or may not work because as y'all can see, it's a big gap right here. The sun rises on this side and then it sets on that side, as y'all can see. And so this side of my yard, don't worry about the tarp. I was gonna use it to cover that, to shade that, but y'all, that side gets beat up by the sun literally all day. There is really no shade that I can give. And be honest, real quick, because people that be in my comments be like, you growing these at the wrong time. I've been having these for years. Oh my gosh, now y'all gonna be hard to hear me because of this, the AC unit came on. But as y'all can see, my cabbage and my cabbage collards and my kale are still growing. Yes, this one went to seed, but that's just one out of many. Yes, they're getting ate up. So, but I did spray, it rained. Such is life. But they're still growing, they're still thriving. So yes, these are fall plants. I know I'm on a rant right now. These are fall plants. However, they can definitely grow in the summer if the cabbage worms don't get to them. Because look at that, y'all. They've been going to town on my little plants. But anyway, this is Swiss chard here. Those are cabbage collards, and then I do have a purple cabbage down there. I just want to show y'all really quick. They do grow in the summer, even though it's a fall plant. The temperatures or the area that you're growing them in just has to be sufficient enough for them to grow. And this one been here almost 3 years. This one been here almost 2. That one back there, this will be the second year for that one. So yes, ideally they should not be still growing. They should have went to seed like that one here, but they haven't. So my fingers are gonna cross. They're gonna keep growing because this kale has been here 2 years also. So no, I'm not shading this area because I never shade this area. And this, yes, what'll happen is these will wilt. They'll bend down like this, then they'll come right back up. Because again, the sun sets on this side. So yeah, they may be beat with the sun all day long, but for some reason they're super resilient. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think the difference is because these are in ground. So this whole patch is in ground. And I think that's the key difference. The earth in itself is giving it the nutrients to be able to thrive. Even in the heat of the day, 100-degree weather plus, these still thrive. And as y'all can see, the stuff in this container, tomatoes, they're spring and summer plants. Look at this. This wilting, it's sad. The sun beat this up. I am gonna have to shade this probably tonight before it gets too dark because it's just not working and it's in a container. So I will be honest, I think that is the key difference. All the rest of my plants are in containers. And so it's harder for me to keep them happy per se. We're in ground. I do not fertilize my in ground outside of my chicken manure. Everything else, the earth gives these what they need. So I'm just saying y'all, I'm just saying. But back to the point of the video. Don't worry about all this on the ground. We've been trying to clean up, but I end up using that as a shade here. I'm hoping my tent broke, so we can't use it for football because the wind knocked it over the fence last season. So this is all wonky, but that's nor here or there. I put it up hoping that when the sun is on the other side of this fence, so not on this side but on the other side, this will give my tomatoes and all of the stuff that's under here enough shade to where they will not wilt and I do not have to water, because I feel like not only are they wilting because of the heat, but they're also wilting because they're getting overwatered because I'm trying to supplement for how hot it is outside. And y'all, it is like I've fertilized. Y'all seen this container. I'm gonna put a video over my voiceover right here to show y'all seen this container. Everything in this container was so pretty. It was so lush. It was green. Everything was growing. This coriander it was gonna always die anyway because cilantro does not grow in the summer. It is a fall crop, although we enjoy it in the summer. So that's the seeds that y'all see there. It was cilantro and now it's coriander. Boom, 2 herbs in 1. But anyway, that's the video. That is why I think my cantaloupe is struggling. My dill is doing good, but that's why this Swiss chard is struggling. This green beans and this cucumber and definitely my tomato. Like it's kind of hard to see because the sun is already going down, but look at that spider right there, y'all. You see it? It's blurry, but that spider, I ain't gonna knock it down because it's keeping the bugs I don't want off this tomato plant. Yes, I've learned to like spiders, y'all. I learned to like spiders. But anyway, that is why you see this looking really sad. You see all of this. And it's not just from the sun beating it up. It's because it's being overwatered. I went and watered 2 days ago. It rained yesterday. And I mean, it was a heavy rain yesterday. And I had to, unfortunately, have to turn around today and water it because the sun was beaming down on it and it was wilting. So, we're not going to be here all day, Monday. So that's why I put this tent up. I will give you an updated video. Hopefully that helps. As y'all can see, the sun didn't do too bad on these plants. I'm not quite sure of the difference, but y'all can see all of these are in containers. So it ain't that. Y'all, plants have them out of their own. But as y'all can see, I didn't water these and they're back. All of these were wilted. All of these looked at just like that tomato plant. Just looked at just like the tomato plant, sad and depressed. And now they are back up, sitting up again. It literally rained really hard yesterday, but it felt like 90 degrees outside, so everything was wilting. And so I had to come back out here and give them some more water, and now they look happy. And so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, when I come home tomorrow, that this will help give shade. This will look back healthy. Everything in here will look back healthy due to my tent. So sadly, I do have another, see, I have all this from my old greenhouse, and I have another one back here. It's getting too dark for me to really be out here trying to finagle this to stand up, but that is a problem with these plants. It's just too hot. And crazy enough, the back fence here, it has shade almost all day. That's why I put my chicken coop there, because literally this part of my yard gets shade almost all day. And then about 1 o'clock, it's all sun. It's all sun from 1 to about 6, and then it's back shady. But it is brutal. When I say the sun beams right here, brutal, y'all, because again, sun rises on this side, sun sets on that side. So when the sun hits, it hits like hard right here. That's why you see this tomato plant is sad. My loofah's not good though. Y'all, look, it bloomed again. I'm so happy. I don't even know what kind of loofah this is, but I'm super excited to see because it is throwing out flowers like crazy. But anyway, see, this tomato plant is sad. This tomato plant is sad. My grapes is happy, but it ain't gave me no grapes yet. Y'all, fingers crossed, year 3, we get some freaking grapes. But yeah, so if you live in Texas or anywhere that you get full sun, my advice is to definitely get you some shade cloth, some screen, something to help keep the sun from beating down on your garden. That's all I got, y'all, because y'all can see I'm trying my best, but sometimes nature beats you at your own game. And guess what? With gardening, it's all a learning curve. You're going to get it right sometimes. You're going to get it wrong most of the time. I'm not going to lie. It ain't most of the time. But nature's going to nature. And we just are living in nature trying to get our veggies, get our fruits, and get our nourishment. But, yeah, if y'all got any suggestions, let me know. Let me know. Because this side gets shade from my house most of the day. And then same thing like those the tomatoes that y'all just saw. This area is about the same. It gets shade from till about 11, 12-ish. And then all sun up until about 6. And so y'all see my mint, it died and came back. See this yellowing on these leaves is from overwatering. I know hands down it's from overwatering because one, my water hose spouts. So you see how my house is wet. This sprinkles water and then it ends up leaving a puddle on the ground. And then this uptakes the water on top of me watering on the top. And that's just because I don't know how much water is actually puddled on the bottom. So I water on top. So these green beans are getting overwatered, and y'all, my raspberry obviously likes it because we still got raspberries coming in and it's still green and it's lush and it's just bushing out. But anyway, yeah, so everything is looking good because I had to come out here and water right now. But y'all, just keep gardening. Don't stop. Even if you see stuff like this where stuff is getting ate, just remember, we are gardening in nature, not nature gardening in us. So we have to respect the process and just keep on pushing. Just keep pushing, keep sowing your seeds, because eventually you're going to get your fruit. You'll get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, guys. Just keep on pushing. Happy gardening. Peace.